of the day and not advertised. Dee joined. Oh, hi, Okie. Hi. So good to see everyone popping on here. I wasn't sure who I was going to be on here today. I just haven't even advertised today. I thought, oh, I'm going to pop. Oh, no, Brittany. Oh, hello. Brittany, I thought it said help. I was like, oh, no. What's going on, Brittany? Let's help. Hello, Miss Brittany. All right, Miss Okie, I'm going to ask you to go live for a card read. So accept the invitation and we'll get you on screen and we'll give you a card read if you're interested. If not, don't accept the invitation. Some people are like, what? I am not going live. Are you kidding me? Let's see if Miss Okie. Hi, Alyssa. Hi, Jamie. Hi, baby love. So good to see everyone on here today. All right, I just invited, I don't think she's gonna go live with me. I just invited Okie to go live to give her a card read. I wanna thank everyone who is liking and sharing my live. I appreciate you. Goodness, cards are like flying right now. What is up with that? All right, it doesn't look like Miss Okie is going to accept my live invitation. Okay. I will cancel the invitation. Make me sad. Someone's ignoring me. That's okay. I hope everyone's having a great day. I appreciate y'all being here on this spur of the moment. I had an appointment that, okay, so let's read some of these cards that are just like flying out. Okay, I don't usually do this, but this is what, hi Kim, I'm doing what's called a group read. I don't usually do that, but as I was shuffling the cards, just kind of waiting for people to join on, cards just kept flying. And let me tell you, there's some rough energy that they're talking about at play here. So when you have a group read, I'm not honestly a big fan of doing group reads. I'm not. But Spirit is saying do it, so here we go. The last time I did a group read was for the Divine Collective, and it was very fitting for them. So right now I'm feeling there is a vibration of anxiety and worry and fear. Oh, look at you, Brittany. I don't, like I said, I don't usually do group reads, but here we go, which makes sense with everything that is going on in our world right now. The anxiety and worry and fear has you know, it's you can feel it, and those kind of vibrations are contagious. You know, we have one coming up. The next card is talking about financial loss. I mean, these are some tough energies, and I just got, you know, some statements regarding the stock market, and I was like, I can imagine what it's going to start doing right now. It's going to, I feel like we're not going to have a good time in that arena here soon. There, and you know, if you look at my master's degree is in business with a finance concentration. So if you look at the components of our society that feed what the stock market does and how we're going to do financially, none of them are matching up. Oh yeah, Brittany is saying the bubble is about to pop. You know, nothing is matching up because typically when you look at the markets or you look at financial information, when one area is not doing well, another will be. Nothing is lining up in the way it should. You know, when interest rates do this and other things do that, nothing is following suit the way it should. Is it a little bit? Of course, a little bit, but not in the way we've seen it in the past. So this financial loss is going to be something that if you're not careful can really hit you. But I want you to think about that lack mindset, right? Our mindset is going to make the difference in everything. If you've heard me talk about anything, you've heard me say many times that the universe does not read words. The universe reads energy, right? Now, I want y'all to bear with me for a moment. If you are someone who is compassionate and empathetic, which if you're on my live, you are. Someone who is all huffed up on ego and people that are, really have this dogmatic version of conservatism are not going to be on my live, let's face it. So if you're on my live, you're already someone who is compassionate and empathetic and loving. So you can feel what is happening in the world, right? So you want to make sure you don't take that on, because if you're feeling that anxiety that is just running through our society right now, you're going to attract more of that. And these cards are saying that, like the lack, this 5 of Pentacles, that's what that's about. The next card is the 8 of Swords. That's about negative thoughts. So I want everyone to really, really pay attention to that. If you do anything for yourself in the next 30 days, work on mindset. Mindset will make all the difference in pulling the collective out of where we are, because it can be contagious. How many of you are around negative friends and before you know it, you're saying or thinking negative thoughts like you don't normally do? So if you are, I'm sorry, I was trying to, thank you, Miss Raina. Thank you for that pep talk. So if you are positive, that can also have a positive mindset. It can start just being contagious. I know it's funny because after I get to that, the last card is the Ace of Pentacles. So this really told a story about how, yes, we're in a point of financial, there is a possibility for huge financial losses, but we don't need to feed into that. And you think about it, even now there is some fear out there with, I don't know anything about it for sure, but the SNAP benefits are said to not be going to go out in November. I mean, of all freaking months to not have SNAP benefits go out in November. And so let's think about the reverberations of that. For one thing, financially across the board, how is that going to affect everything? We have, our financial markets are a give and take, right? Our food is the same way. There is a certain amount of food coming into our markets because that's what's being bought. Do you know how many millions of dollars go out every month in SNAP benefits? Actually, I think it's closer to $1 billion. But don't quote me on that number. Choosing between and paying bills. People shouldn't have to make that choice. And the negative work environment starting a new position Monday, hopefully. I hope it does change, Jen, and congratulations on the new job. So, not just about for the people that are most affected by that, but also if you are so egotistical that you don't really care about the people not receiving their SNAP benefits, think about it as a financial market thing. It's not going to be good in our financial markets either. So how do we come out of that? You start, the Ace of Pentacles. It is about abundance manifestation. That's exactly what this card is about. It's about abundance manifestation. If you break it down to the true book meaning of it, that's what it means. So if you want to do anything to help our society over the next, I know, right? It's very sad. It's sad to think the people we did this get to sit there with no worries. I know. Something else that my husband pointed out to me, I keep telling him, my moderator husband, that he needs to start his own page because he comes up with some political stuff. I was like, that is good. Now, he can be annoying. My husband can be annoying when it comes to his political mindset because he's very book. This is what it says. This is that. Where I am like, no, we need to help the, feed the babies, do the things. And so, he is, I'm sorry, I was just reading a text from a friend. They were trying, a last minute friend, my friend was trying to get me to go with them to Vegas last minute. I can't, my life is not in a position where I can go last minute, do anything. Besides that, just this week alone, I've seen 3 specialists, 2 last week, and had scans. Can you imagine how much that cost? I don't even want to bother telling y'all. And I have good insurance, so I can imagine, not. Anyway. My husband, so right now, my husband is a government employee. So yes, he's going to work and not getting paid. He's one of the ones that gets to go to work. He has the opportunity to go to work. I know that right, doctors are not cheap. He gets to go to work and not get paid right now, right? Fine, whatever. But did y'all know Congress is never affected? Congress is, no matter what, Dee must already know this. She's shaking her head. I just found this out yesterday, people. No matter what happens, Congress gets paid. They can sit on their laurels and not pass one daggum bill. They can, Brittany already knew it too. Look at y'all. I didn't know this. I was living in my bubble. So Congress can, yeah. And the amount that they get paid is freaking ridiculous also. Okay, thank you, babe, or baby love. She didn't know that. She can be, oh, that's why it can go on for. I had a conversation with my son about that, what's going on, right? I didn't know this. I guess I live in my little bubble. So what I had felt like was going to happen from the very, very beginning is that I was trying to think, I know something. I was trying to decide if I'm supposed to know it or not. I have some people very close to me that are in the military or work for the government. And so sometimes I'm like, am I supposed to know this or not? If there's if we're so worried about the budget. So what I think is going to happen is, personally, I haven't heard this, just my feeling, is that it's going to kind of wait out for people that aren't getting paid. So like right now, I'm telling you, my husband's not getting paid. If you are not prepared for that, then you can only wait so long and you have to go get a job. So I feel like he's going to wait long enough till people start getting shut down. Yeah, Brittany said, I've heard that they want to shut down through 11/21. That's two more paychecks for people. Right. And that's what I feel like is going to happen. They're going to wait until people go and get another job and kind of quit. But if there was a certain, whenever someone of our officials do something like the leader of our country, rightly so, needs a certain amount of protection. When he goes, or anyone who is the leader of our country goes to do something, he needs a certain amount of protection. I get that. And they should have a lot of protection. But when they go regularly to play golf and they go so regularly that there has been like a contingent of people that is just has been set aside to just do nothing but navigate. They're going to play golf. What? Can we not play golf for a few years? I don't know. I'm not saying you have to stop forever. I'm just thinking, could we maybe stop for a little while? Maybe go once every a quarter instead of a couple of times a month? I don't know. I'm just thinking of ways that, we could save money. Also, y'all should shut me up now. Should they shut me up now? I'm supposed to be reading, right? The medium with an opinion. I don't disagree that there needs to be some change within our government. I have seen it, and I know people are up in arms over how much change is coming in our military. And do I think it's coming too quickly? Yes, but do I think that I'm also old school military. I mean, my husband he went active duty. I think it was 81 or something. And so I do think that we had gone too far. I mean, we do need a kinder, gentler military, but also they're fighting people. Do you really need your fighters to be kinder and gentler? I don't know. Maybe we just need to offer some more, true mental help that is not going to come back and bite them in the butt. Right? Everyone always says that you're in the military. Even now, even with the kinder, gentler military, they say that you can go get mental help or, talk to someone and it's not going to come back and bite you in the butt. And I know that there is going to be every person that is affiliated with the military except for someone who has experience come and say, that's not true. It doesn't affect you. That is not true. They can say whatever they want is on paper. That is not true. So maybe we just need to start a grassroots effort to help our people, our troops, you know, mentally. That would be a good start, right? Just saying, they should be able to go get help and not be dinged for it. If you're giving someone a gun, if you're issuing someone I don't think I can say that on here. If you're issuing someone a pew pew, you better make sure they are very mentally stable. And so how should they be mentally stable? By giving them mental help, right? All right, I'll get to work now. Enough of that. All right, who wants a read? Who wants a card read? I see all the likes and shared. I so appreciate it. All right, let's see. I think Paige. I don't think I have given Paige a card read in a little while. Paige, have you had a card read in a little while? I'm feeling you haven't. So I don't know if you have or not, but I'm going to choose Paige here. Let me give you a card read. I got my soapbox.
Hi, Christy.
Hi, Paige. How are you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Doing really well. Do you want a certain question answered? Or do you want, I'm sorry, there's a spirit distracted me and I was trying to decide, do I want to even start that today? I was having a conversation with the spirits people because I'm like, okay, Paige, do you want, and there's a spirit literally putting a hand in front of my face trying to get my attention. I was like, I don't even know if I want to open up that door today because once it starts, everyone wants a spirit and I just don't know if I'm in the mood for that today. And so then the spirit got really irritated and said, you're not in the mood for us today? Well, I'm in the mood for you later today. Whenever my clients come on my Zoom screen, I'm very much in the mood for you. But I'm supposed to be having fun. And so this spirit who I feel like is around you, Paige, is telling me they're trying to convince me that they are fun. I said, yeah, you can read me. I am fun, but it's not about this spirit. It's about now that if I start with Paige, everyone is going to want a spirit. And then I'm working. And I just wanted to play. I didn't come on here to work today, Mr. Spirit. Okay, Paige, do you want the cards or do you want the spirit?
I will take the spirit if that's okay.
It is okay. You made it quite clear it was okay. And it wasn't your spirit that was bothering me. I was like, now everyone's going to want a spirit.
Right. Oh, they're gonna start lining up.
Yeah. Yeah. Not just you, everyone on my live. And so this guy is like opening the floodgates. But it says something about his personality because he's very funny because he is starting me out because he's being, as you were saying, everyone's going to want a spirit. He's showing me like the spirits over there and he's being very, just funny about it, kind of teasing me. Now also, okay, he's also teasing me. Why is he teasing me about that? Oh, yeah. He's teasing me because my husband's already home from work because, they're not getting paid and stuff. And so they're on minimal manning. So I just heard the garage open and he's like, and so now this gentleman's also teasing me because I tease my husband. He has a ridiculous truck that has a ridiculous motor on it, muffler. And whenever we go to get on the interstate, he goes, boom. I was like, oh, how'd that $10 feel? Because, when you press that gas pedal and it goes,
oh, right.
I just felt like
gas.
Yeah. And so he's teasing me about that. But this gentleman is letting me know that he was actually absolutely a man's man. Like all those manly things that I tease my husband about, he actually very much was on board with it. The fact that, he's also very fair. This gentleman is showing me that he was very fair. He's starting to get kind of serious on me. He was a very fair person. He's showing me a lot of the characteristics of my husband, like very much, okay, well, this is what it says. If you don't like what it says, don't ignore it, change it.
Okay.
This gentleman is also showing me that he had nice hair. Like I couldn't understand why he kept running his hands through his hair. It's because he wants me to notice that he has nice hair. He's also letting me know that, he shows me being sitting in a doctor's office and he's in like a gown, just letting me know that he had just been examined. And I feel blindsided. Like the news he had just gotten had blindsided him. And, he knew he hadn't been feeling well, but he was going into the doctor expecting to just be told, it's this, it's that, take this pill, go away. And it's much worse than what he anticipated. And he's letting me know that shortly he was sick, but he went quickly. Does this gentleman sound familiar to you?
Yes, I think this is my dad.
Yes, I couldn't decide if it was your dad or your dad's dad. I was between the two.
My dad's dad was not, he passed of a heart attack, so he was never in the gown.
Okay, very
But
good.
that would be my dad.
Yeah. Because when you stepped up, I felt like it was your dad, but you just seeing your picture, I see that you're young, and I might have read him before. I know that I've read you before, but I don't
Hmm.
remember spirit, so I didn't remember if your dad was in spirit or not. But you look very young to have a dad in spirit. Um, and he's acknowledging that, and he's saying, she is young, and I was young also. He's
Yes,
he's
too
also,
young.
yeah. Um, he's letting me know, giving me awareness around what a huge impact that had on you because you were so young to have lost your dad. I'm not saying you were a child, you were an adult, but still, you were young.
Yeah, I
And
was 12, so I
oh,
was pretty little.
you were pretty little. Yes, he's giving me, you must have been a really mature 12-year-old.
I always have been.
Yes, because the energy around this person he is showing me losing their dad, I'm just feeling like an awareness that most 12-year-olds don't have.
Hmm.
And it's because you've always just been an old soul. You've always, but unfortunately, your dad's passing turned the tables on you. Your dad is saying that it kind of stopped your childhood.
Yes,
You
absolutely.
you had to become, because you were so strong, you were this old soul. People started leaning on you at this young age. So instead of being supported and helped through that yourself, um, people were leaning on you. Yeah, there's my moderator. You want to say hi, CJ? I'm on
Hi.
the live.
Hey, everybody.
I'm waving, but you can't see.
He's already, you can tell he's already starting to undo his clothes. The dogs wait for him to get changed so he'll take them out. Your dad is giving me this melancholy feel of your childhood ended when he passed because you were then no longer allowed to be a child. And he's apologizing for that. I know that you don't hold him responsible, but he is saying that he's apologizing that people around you didn't show up the way they should have.
Okay.
Do you know what
Yeah.
he's referencing?
Yeah, I just always felt like he was sick. He had cancer for a few years, and then we thought, it was all better. And then at the last minute, the last scan, he was diagnosed with mesothelioma. So that went super quick. We thought we would have more time, and I think it just caught everyone off guard. And I was always the more mature one of
Mm-hmm.
my siblings, and I kind of had to step. And even recently, I feel like sometimes I am, a kid, but also not a kid, but
Yeah.
my parents' child, but also I have to kind of be that partner role for my mom too now.
Yes. Yes.
So I
And
think
that's what
that's
he was
definitely
saying. I
that.
wasn't going to call your mom out because I wasn't, weren't alive and I just wasn't sure how that was going to go down for you. But now that you mentioned it, I will absolutely talk about it. And that's, uh, he's not saying that your mom did wrong. It's just that
No.
she lost her partner. She lost that. It was really easy because you are so loving and kind and empathetic and accessible for
Hmm.
her to turn that on you.
Yep, that hit the nail on the head there.
Hmm. And he is saying, and I find this myself that yes, I sometimes I have to work and put joy or messing around on my calendar because I was always that mature one. So I've always been the mature one. I've always been the one that's making the right decisions. I've always been the one who was, holding everyone else up. I've always been that person. And sometimes it makes you very serious. Have you noticed that about yourself, just being serious a lot?
Yes, of course. I especially recently, but definitely less easygoing than I used to be.
And what I have found in myself, Paige, is just, I don't know, I feel like not as much fun as you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because I find myself throughout the day, I shoulder so many other people's space. I hold space for so many other people. At night, I just want to decompress and leave me alone. And so sometimes I feel like it takes away some of my silliness and playing around.
Yes, I I look back even a few years when I was in college and I'm like, oh, I used to do all these things. And then a year and a half ago, I lost my twin too. So I think after that, it's just been so
Hmm.
much, the grief, but also weirdly added responsibility. And
Yes.
so now I am kind of like that, like, okay, well, it's Friday, but I still had to go to work today and I'm not doing anything. I'm just going to go home and relax.
Yes. So what your dad is showing me is he's showing me specifically my calendar where I'll put things on there where I am making sure I am just like I had a friend earlier today begging me to meet her and her friend in Vegas. And the thought of I mean, I just could not even fathom the fact that I would turn around and within 12 hours make decisions to be in Vegas in 12 hours.
Right.
Right now, Paige is having a little bit of like, I can feel like the thought of it kind of gives me a little bit of anxiety. I can feel that rolling off a page. And so your dad is showing me to make sure you are putting things on your calendar, make sure you're having fun and decompressing and taking care of yourself. Um, I know what he's saying you're going to have a hard time with, but just, you know, sit with it for a moment. He's saying
Okay.
that your mom is an adult, and he's not saying to abandon her, but your mom is an adult. And
Right.
she's lived her life, you still have yours to live.
Yes, I've been feeling that recently.
Very good. I love it when spirits step up and confirm some of the things you've already been feeling because it makes you know you're on the right track.
Yeah, I actually, when I saw that you were on today, I'm like just picturing it in my head, him going over to you. I'm like, I just really need to hear from him today. And that is honestly exactly what's been weighing on my heart recently. So that's incredible.
Oh, thank you, thank you. And so it's no wonder that I was anticipating not doing any spirits today because I was like, you know what? I'm just going to have some fun. I'm just going to read some cards, visit with people. And the second you popped on, I was like, ah, here we go. You like that he was I mean, he was being very sweet about it, but he was definitely, as you could tell, not letting me ignore him.
That's funny. He's usually right away. I thought, oh, it's probably my brother. He's a little more persistent. My dad probably would have been like, okay, well, do what you need to do. That's okay. So that's funny. That caught me by surprise a little bit.
Well, that says so much about your dad that when you need him, he's definitely going to show up. Whether you can actually see him and feel him or not, he's going to show up because I was even telling Dee before I went on this live, I said I was not scheduled to be live today. I wasn't going to go live. I have a very busy afternoon and I had an appointment this morning and something just told me go live, go live. And so I'm messaging Dee. Dee was going to be the deciding factor. I was like, if she wasn't busy, I was like, okay, I'll go live. If she was, then I was going to not do it. And so,
Oh,
yeah,
well, I'm
your
very
dad makes
thankful you
sure.
did.
And I was out there just enjoying my lunch. Like, okay, I have this long before I start working. I was enjoying my quiet time, and all of a sudden, I felt the need. So that tells me it was your dad. So just
Oh,
the energetic pushing that your dad did to get in front of you today. I want you to sit with that throughout the day, even this weekend, and think about how hard he worked and how he had to get my attention even after I was had to go live.
oh, I will. I've been hoping for a while. I literally ran out of the office. I'm like, this is my chance.
Yay. All right. Thank you, Paige. Have a good
Thank you,
day.
Christy. Have a great weekend.
You too.
Thanks.
All right. I love when spirits show up for people like that. And, I try to and always honor spirits' proddings. And I would encourage y'all to do the same because it's what's best for us, whether we want to or not. Like, I did not, like I said, really want to go live today. I was eating lunch and I have a very busy afternoon. But I knew that there was a spirit who was prodding me. And I should have known that I was not going to get away with just reading cards once I was prodded to go live. All right. I want to thank everyone who is liking and sharing my live. Okay, I'm going to I won't do Ellen Mom. I don't think I've read her in a while. Miss Ellen Mom. I can't remember her real name. Ellen Mom 3. Hi, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
We have some music playing in the background. What are we doing?
Oh, sorry. I'm in the nap room at work with the preschoolers. Hold on.
Oh, no, I was just curious as what we were doing because it sounded like kid music and I wasn't quite sure. Is Ellen Mom like jamming out to kids music? What are we doing here?
It's nap time.
Oh, I used to be run a daycare preschool in my home and nap time was my favorite.
Absolutely. Mine too.
Now, what is your real name? I'm sorry.
Angel.
Angel. I was going to say, I know I've read you before, but I cannot remember your name. Now, what I do know is that you have a son in spirit who is stepping up. And he's letting me know that there's something. Someone just had a birthday in your family. Who just had a birthday?
His sister is, her 29th birthday is today.
Oh, okay. Very good. Because he is stepping up as like, he's showing me a birthday cake. Someone just had a birthday.
Absolutely.
So just let her know that he is around her. And, you know, I'm sure I don't know if you were just listening to me talk about how I wasn't going to go live today, but man, these spirits are showing up today. So I just have to give them a little kudos. I didn't necessarily want to go live today, but I could feel the prodding to do it. And these spirits are showing up. So we need to give them a little bit of love.
Well, I am so grateful.
And your name came across. I was like, you know what? I am feeling it. Ellen Mom needs some time today. So he's also telling her, or he's showing me her. I don't think that she's a big drinker, but he is showing me, and I also don't think she likes tequila, his sister. But he is showing me her taking a tequila shot. And he's saying, tell her just do the shot for me. Do that shot for me. I was like, why? He said, he's saying, he's being very specific. He wasn't legally able to do it on planet. So he passed before he was 21.
Yes, he passed in May of 2020, and he would have been 21 in March.
Oh, so he was
of the next year.
Yeah,
yes.
He was about 10 months shy.
Mm-hmm.
So the way he was saying, I was like, why? And he's like, I never got to do it. And I looked at him like, dude, I darn well know you drink.
Absolutely.
And he looked at me, he said, legally. Like, I didn't league. And I was like, oh, so you weren't 21 when you passed. Very good. You know, I know that your son is taking responsibility for his own passing, and I'm sure some of this has come through before. But he wants you to know how happy he was to have you for a mom. He said, I wouldn't have chosen anyone else. So I don't know if you've ever had wonderings, like, had he had a different mom, would he still be on planet? No. He chose you. You were the mom he needed. And he's saying you were the perfect mom for him.
Aww.
He's also letting me know that you talk to him every single day.
Yes, ma'am, every day.
There is not a day goes by, and you said he's been gone, what, 5 years now?
5 years. Mm-hmm.
5 years. Mm-hmm. I couldn't decide if he was saying 4 or 5, so 5 years, and not a day goes by that you don't talk to him and he wants you to know. I can hear that. I can hear her. Also, I don't know if someone has said this to you, and if they have, I'm sorry, but the reason he's saying up and tell her I'm never tired of hearing from her. And then he is doing, now this part must be for someone on here that I'm not reading, because he did this and waved to the other spirits and said, we are never tired of hearing from y'all. He didn't say y'all. He must have himself. So just know, everyone on here, your spirits don't get tired of hearing from you. They love you, and they do not get tired of hearing from you. He's also letting me know that, now, he's showing me snow coming down. Are you going somewhere that has snow? Where do you live, Angel?
I live in Alabama. It'll be a miracle if we get any.
Right. I felt like you were traveling somewhere that was going to have snow. Are you traveling somewhere that's going to have snow?
Not that I'm aware of.
I'm not seeing snow on the ground. I'm not seeing like snow that has to be shoveled or plowed, but I am seeing snow flurries.
Okay.
So it'll be interesting to see if Alabama the apocalypse happens and y'all get some snow flurries, or if you have the opportunity to travel somewhere that is going to have snow. I feel like it's more of that. You're going to have the opportunity to travel somewhere. Like I said, I'm not seeing it on the ground. I'm not seeing where it has to be shoveled, but I am seeing it.
Okay.
Very good. I'd also think of it, it's just a sign of something to come. Like, I'm not sure, maybe you're going to go to a, like when you go places and they have a snow, like a Christmas setup and they make pretend snow come down.
Yes.
Yes. So just know when that happens, it was him foretelling it, knowing what is going to happen in your life. He knows what you're going through. He knows your heart, and that he is always around you. Now, he's also referencing, you work with
2-year-olds.
2-year-olds. Very good. There is a couple of those, because he's around you all the time, and there's a couple of those 2-year-olds that can see him. One particular is a little girl who has, she's just a sweet little thing, and she's kind of a quiet kid. She has blonde hair. I'm seeing kind of some little curls here. Her hair is not very long, but I'm seeing some curls. And she's someone who, you can see her off playing by herself, and she's always talking to herself. Do you know which kid he's referencing?
I have a couple of girls. One of them it's a little bit more brown than blonde, but she does play by herself often.
Feels like this little girl. And so pay attention to her. It looks like she's interacting with someone.
Well, they actually talk to him. We have 9 children, and probably 4 out of the 9 talk about DJ every day. I wear a necklace with his picture and one with his fingerprint, and they talk about that necklace every day. So they know who he is.
Mm-hmm. Oh, something about this little girl just has a soft spot in his heart, and he talks to her all the time.
Wow.
So just know when she's off playing by herself, she is not really playing by herself.
Okay.
He's also referencing, okay, so someone, it's either you or your daughter who's thinking about getting a new car.
She's mentioned it when she gets this one paid off. She's got another year or 2.
Okay, very good. He is saying, keep that car. Keep that car. So I don't know, maybe once she gets the taste of not having a car payment, that's the way I am. Like I have my car's paid off, so every time it starts making a noise, I start talking to it real sweet, like, "Oh, honey, you are just
same."
Have you seen the cost of them cars? Like, Lord have mercy. Even the ones that are not considered to be expensive are crazy, mind-boggling. All right, Miss Angel, I want to thank you for letting me visit with your son today, and make sure you tell his sister that was the first thing he mentioned was her birthday.
Thank you so much, Christy. I appreciate it.
Of course. Have a good day.
You too. Bye-bye.
All right, that was very sweet. I know, smart brother, right? Yeah, so the first thing he mentioned was for everyone just now joining, he stepped up and I was like, oh, somebody who has a birthday, and it's his sister's birthday today. And, as the names were scrolling, I just saw her name. I was like, oh my goodness, I need to read her today. Spirit was definitely drawing me in that direction. So I absolutely love that. I want to thank everyone who is liking and sharing my live. I so appreciate y'all being here today. All right, let's see here. It just popped up. I'm getting my dark shirt behind the words so I can read them. I'm about to put my jacket back on. I was having a hot flash, don't mind me. So I had to take it off. All right, there was someone, I was going to ask someone to go live and their name disappeared. All right, we'll choose Kelly then. All right, Miss Kelly, I'm about to ask you to go up. Okay, so Kelly, that's all it says is Kelly. It looks like Kells Bells 83 is the actual assignment that TikTok gave her, or someone gave her. Anyway, so Kells Bells asked to go live with me. It's not letting me request you. So down at the bottom is a pink. Oh, she's already done it. She was on it.
Hello.
Man, you knew what you were doing, right?
I did. I forgot to request it. Sorry.
No. I was going to ask you to request, and before I even finished, you'd already requested. I was like, oh, she knew what she was doing. Usually I have to explain it in more
I
detail.
know.
You're a professional.
I am.
All right, Miss Kelly. Do you want the spirit or you want cards?
Spirit, please.
Thought you might. It's a grandmother energy. This grandmother energy is, I'm sorry. Dee's distracting me. Tell her to behave. Dee, behave. Okay, this grandmother energy is letting me know that, okay, so her words that she's using to describe herself as she was a pistol, like she was someone who didn't take any crap off of anyone.
Okay.
She's also letting me know that she loved her TV, and she was kind of blunt with her talk and not rude, but she just didn't want anyone to be confused about what she was thinking. And so she is saying, she just spoke her mind.
Yes.
Do you already know who this is?
Well, it sounds like it could be one of my grandmas or my mom. My mom was older when she passed last year.
Very good. Okay, so I appreciate you saying that. I am going to give more detail,
Okay.
and we'll see which one she is. Okay, this person is showing me that they were buried, not cremated. Does that narrow it down?
That would be my grandma then.
Okay, very good. So for everyone watching, that's exactly how it works. She said, when you're reading from a family, a lot of the information will look like the same. So Kelly said, oh, that could be like 3 different people. I was like, okay.
Yeah.
I just looked at the spirit and said, give me something definitive. And she showed me a gravestone or a headstone. So I knew that she had been buried. And Kelly's like, oh, that is my grandmother.
Yes.
Now, your grandmother is letting me know that you have done an excellent job. I think it's funny that your mom kept forward this message anyway, that you loved your mom and your mom loved you, but sometimes your relationship could be a little bit rocky. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Your grandmother is saying that, she's being funny. She's saying that it wasn't, don't ever look back on that and have any guilt. It was just y'all living your life, and you were being raised to stand on your own 2 feet. So you needed to be able to give it back to your mom. And she needed it, actually. Your mom would really be bad about overstepping boundaries if you didn't hold yours firm.
Yeah.
Now, your grandma's also referencing that there is a hobby that you have that you've been thinking about turning it into a business. Does that make sense to you?
Well, yes and no. I'm a stay-at-home mom, and so my kids are now officially at school full time. So it's kind of like what to do next with my life is kind of where I'm at. Not a specific hobby, but a new step, I guess, chapter.
Okay, so when I was thinking about, she just said, okay, she shows me you doing something, and I'm seeing you turning it into a business. What is it that you do that brings you a lot of joy that you could turn into a business? Is there something you already do?
Gosh, I don't know. I don't know. I don't have anything significant that probably pops in my mind.
Okay, so I know what's in my mind, but I'm going to pull a card to make sure I have it right. So
Okay.
I'm going to tell your grandmother to give me some insight here. She's got jokes. Okay, so I'm going to tell you why she's got jokes. Because the first card that came up with the death card, people get scared of the death card. It is not anything to be scared about. It's just an
Yeah.
ending. It is an ending. It's an ending.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're now navigating this planet in a different way. The next card is the 3 of Wands. I mean, these are things that I just read and said to you without the cards. The
Yeah.
3 of Wands is about preparing and progress and looking in a new direction. The 2 of Pentacles has to do with business and time management and juggling multiple priorities, which we already knew. Your priorities are your kids, right?
Yeah.
So you want to make sure you're doing something that allows you to still feed into your children's life in the way you always have.
Okay.
Now, the next card we had here, which should be about to start answering my question, is the 9 of Cups, which is about contentment, satisfaction, and emotional stability. Now, do you have any kind of education?
Yeah, college. So, bachelor's.
Yeah, what's your bachelor's in?
Journalism that I don't use.
Because you kept bringing me back to your degree, your degree, your degree. Okay, very
Okay.
good. So now what I was seeing was when I write a blog.
Oh,
That's
okay.
what I was seeing was like, oh, she was showing me. I was like, okay, so I know what we're kind of on the path to do. Let me pull some cards to see if it was confirmed. And so that's what it was. Okay, so
Okay.
now we're down to maybe you creating a social media presence around a blog. What do you feel confident that you could blog about?
Well, um, you know, I was talking to my sister yesterday to make a long story really short. Both of my parents passed away last year. And me and my sister were the caretaker for them for many years. And there was a lot of stuff and situations with hospitals and I wish more staff was open about saying the word death and kind of, I don't know how to explain it really. Just,
No, I know exactly what you're talking about. Um,
yeah.
Dee and I actually went live yesterday on YouTube talking about somewhat of the same subject you're talking about.
Okay. That's,
In this country, we don't like to say the word death.
no.
And so Dee and I was the first, we'll probably go live again in the next couple of weeks to continue this subject where we were talking about some things you need to do to prepare for death when it comes
Yeah.
to paperwork and different things. So I think that you blogging about the aspects of that death process
Hmm.
is beautiful. Because I was seeing you, the reason I asked what your degree was in, because I was like, okay, I'm seeing her blogging, but I'm also feeling her doing some kind of therapy type thing. So that makes sense that can now move into an arena where you are offering your advice and writing about something you've experienced.
Yeah. Yeah. Just the whole, ICU visits, hospice protocols, palliative doctors, like that was my life for so many years. And even the palliative doctors never would say the D word. And I just, so, but
Well, I'm getting chills as I was about to tell you what I'm about to tell you, so that tells me I'm right on. Is can you imagine, Kelly, the difference it would make if you started a blog and used the word death?
hmm
Like I can yesterday so I had a couple of doctor's appointments and I was seeing some specialists, so I was kind of recapping what I was doing, and I said a word, and this doctor had a physical reaction where he moved back from me.
yeah.
So now what I said to them was, because they said, oh, I see you were on a trial. I said I was on a trial, but then I went off the trial because I myself went up on the dosage of drugs, and that
Hmm.
wasn't within this study. And so I said at that point, the only thing the study was doing was really paying for my scans. And they said, well, that is significant. Well, yeah, you're right. That is significant, but it doesn't do me any good if I'm dead.
Yeah.
This was a medical professional. When I said the word dead, they physically, I kind of chuckled because you could see it was a knee jerk reaction, but they moved back from me like, oh,
Yeah. And it's such a taboo word. And, it's like my parents were there to see my first breath and I was able to see my parents last. And,
beautiful.
it was devastating. I didn't want this to happen, but I was lucky to have him as long as I did. And, yeah, so
That's a beautiful gift.
yeah, it was.
All right. So Kelly, now that we've given you a whole new career,
I know you have.
time to move forward and execute.
Yes. Well, good luck on your journey too. I was listening to you yesterday about all the stuff and everything with going on with your liver, and I just wish good health for you.
Aw, thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Yes. Sending healing energy your way.
I will take it.
Okay. Have a good day.
Have a good day. Bye
All
bye.
right. Bye.
So I so appreciate that. I can't tell you how many times a day, someone will pop on my screen to have a reading, and they'll take a couple of minutes of their time and say, "I just want you to know I'm sending, love your way or healing your way." I will absolutely take it, and I will tell you that it's been such a journey, and all of a sudden, so I have a tumor marker test that's called Signatera. Y'all probably have heard me talk about it before. And it is a very good indicator for me. It's a trial test, so it's not even approved by the FDA yet, but it's in the third trial, so third stage trials. It probably will be soon. It's been a very good indicator for me. When that tumor markers are on the move, I know that something is up. And so they started going up about, I don't know, a couple of months ago. The tumor markers started going up. That was when I myself changed some of my drugs that, yes, they were still within safety, but they had taken me down because of some other things going, like rashes and side effects. I was like, okay, this isn't working. My tumor markers are going up. But usually once a treatment stops working, it stops working. It doesn't do any good to take more of the drug. It just isn't working anymore. So my doctor did recommend me not doing that, but I was like, no, I talked to my liver. I know that's weird, but I was like, okay. And the liver was like, we're being overrun. We need some help. I was like, I got nothing for you. I got some more Piqray. That's the drug I'm on. They said, we'll take it. So yes, I was having this conversation with my liver. Started taking Piqray, more Piqray. Even my doctor was like, yeah, nope. I went to MD Anderson for a second opinion, and they said, you did what? That's not what we do. I know. I've already been advised. But the tumor markers, even after I went up on Piqray a little bit, had jumped up to like 23. And then the next time around, they went down to 11.4. Then they went to 11.89. And then just yesterday, they'd gone down to 6.2. Or 6.32. So now I will also tell you that I was involved in a situation over the summer where I was having a lot of negative energy thrown my way. A lot of stress, someone who was constantly yelling at me, someone who it was a bad situation, and that has also alleviated. And so when you can alleviate stress, that is also very helpful. Now, we live on planet Earth, so not all stress can be alleviated. But, it was helpful to get rid of that. It was helpful to listen to my body. And why is it so important to be able to stay on the same protocol and not change? Cancer is smart. Stage 4 cancer is smart. It starts changing. It starts morphing into something different. The genetic makeup of my cancer right now is different. It's still breast cancer, but it's different than it was when it started 2 years ago. They just tested it again, and it's different. It's because cancer is smart, and if you start attacking it, it's going to morph to stay alive. Its job is to stay alive. So once you attack cancer in a certain way, it stops working because the cancer morphs. And there's only so many protocols. And if the more you jump protocols, once they're done with protocols, you basically die. There's nothing else left unless you've been able to heal yourself. So I'm working on that on all avenues. And part of that is all you beautiful people sending me love and light and healing, and I will absolutely take it. Yes, I have protection up. But when I put my protection up, I put it up with the intention of keeping negativity out and keeping people out from reading me, right? Dee has even messaged me before, like Dee's has access to me, right? So she's someone that has access to me. I will put up a protection, and then there's certain people who have access to me, and Dee is one of them. And she's messaged me before when I have forgotten to give that access. She was like, why, I'm having a hard time, what's going on? So there is an awareness when you're good at reading people. So Dee clearly is good because she can tell when she's reading me and when she's not. I always laugh when people randomly come up to me and it's like, I was just reading you and, that's cute. No, you weren't. So the best readers acknowledge when they're hitting. And so also what's confusing to people is I protect with love, right? I do love people. I am that loving, and that's what I protect with. So when people hit my protection and they're feeling all this love, they're assuming that they are reading me, right? I had someone the other day say, I was reading you and you're so strong. I haven't been this relaxed in, I don't know, a year. I'm feeling really good, very relaxed. And so it was like, I'm feeling all this anxiety off of you. I was like, are you sure you're not feeling a little anxious yourself? Like Dee's even laughing. She's like, you're not feeling anxious. I know, I'm not. I'm feeling very relaxed. So there y'all go with some 101 to mediumship and protection, and the good mediums out there will recognize when they can't get through. All right, let's see here. I'm going to ask, I'm not sure, sweet is what it's called, but she has a butterfly, a heart, sweet, and then looks like lipstick. Mama to Bubba is what it says. So let's see what she's got going on here.
Hi, Christy.
I want to hold you for just a second. I want to say something. Lisa Norris just said, I had a reading with you back in April. And she said, you stated that I was going to get a dog, and you were right. So congratulations on the dog, Lisa. And thank you for confirming. It must have been one of those instances where I'm telling someone they're getting a dog and they're like, what? Because if someone is fully prepared to get a dog or something, they're like, oh yeah, we've been looking at that, and they don't bring it up again. But Lisa must have been one of those. She's like, I'm not getting no dog. All right. So Miss Sweet, what is your name?
Elizabeth. You just gave me a reading the other day, and it was so helpful.
On live, I gave you one?
Yeah, a spirit led.
Really? Because it doesn't look, I don't remember. Did you change your call name?
No.
Interesting. I don't even remember that. Very good. And so, you know what's so funny is that I had read Angel before, but it has been a long time, and I was just being called to her name. So I've seen your name come across several times. I was like really called to it. And so I think it's funny that I don't even recognize that I read it the other day. All right, so let's give you a card read. I just have a spirit read. How does that sound?
That's perfect.
All right, would you like a general read, or do you want to have a question answered?
In general is fine.
All right, let's see what's going on here. Oh, thank you for confirming, Lisa. I hope you got a sweet one. I was gonna say, wish we could put a picture on here. We love our puppies. Oh, this is a good one, Miss Elizabeth. This is good energy going on. Okay, so the first card is a Knight of Cups. It's about heading in a new direction. You can see how he is charging forward. He is just going forward with a lot of confidence. He is also someone who is following his heart. So this is telling me that you need to settle into your heart and make sure you're following your intuition. It's never going to lead you astray. I'm also hearing that you have recently really started working on your mindset and changing how you think and making sure you're trying to find the positive in all situations. Does that make sense to you?
Yes, it does.
If you continue on that path, and I'm seeing that, we're always pulled to, sometimes get off our path, maybe not think as positively as you like. But if you continue on that path, you're going to have very positive outcome. There's something you've really been wanting to manifest. There's some things you've really been thinking about wanting to happen in your life. And you are definitely headed in the right direction to make those come to fruition. You're about to get into a path where you're really going to have to make some decisions. One avenue is going to look easier than the other, and you're going to be tempted to take it. But you really need to maintain your willpower and your self-control and not deviate from the path you know that you're supposed to be on. Also, I'm seeing that you are having, and this reading is, we've already talked a little bit about manifestation. I haven't used that word, but I've said that's what you've been doing basically. By following your heart, listening to your intuition, keeping yourself positive, you are definitely on the right path, right?
Yeah.
I know. Tessa the Greatest, your background noise is really loud. So this Page of Pentacles is a card of, make sure you are not deviating because you're right on the cusp of some financial rewards. Is there
That's
something
amazing.
Is there something you've been doing that is headed in that direction?
Well, my husband is switching companies, and he's going to make $3 more an hour. So we're hoping and praying it's what we need.
Very good.
So that, yeah, makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, so that makes sense. Okay, so now that what she just said basically confirmed this entire reading, because something about this job was a hard choice for them. Yes, he's making more money, but as y'all well know, when you switch jobs, it's not always about the money. There's so many other things to take care of it, take into account. And so y'all had to make some tough decisions. Yes, he is starting on this job. Yes, it's going to have a great financial benefit to you, but you also need to make sure that you are being a good steward of that
Yeah,
to
that
make
makes
sure
sense.
make a difference.
They're switching companies. He's still going to be caretaking, but with a different guy now, like a different company. And we're going in hesitant and with our guards up because this guy has said some things that we don't really trust because we have trust issues. So we're trying to go in with good head and good spirit, but we're also having that guard up, and so that makes 100% like a sense to me.
Right. So you know what? When you said that, I just asked Spirit real quick. I was like, okay, I want some information about this guy that they're going in. That her husband's going to work for. What does the future look like? They were all positive cards. The Wheel of Fortune, Page of Swords, the Six of Pentacles, all positive cards. There was not one card that gave me a warning after that.
Okay.
So I do think that you are right to go in making sure that you have your guard up and you're being protective, but it was all positive. I see it's going to be really good.
Thank you. That
All right.
is very,
Thank you,
takes a
Elizabeth.
lot. That took a lot off of my chest. Thank you so
Oh,
much.
thank you. Have a good day.
You too.
Bye-bye.
Seven kids will get.
All right. I want to thank everyone who has popped on and joined me today. Make sure you're sharing and if y'all want to do something that really would help me interact with my social media stuff, like do the liking and the sharing. When you see something of mine come across your screen, the little videos, the reels, like them, share them, comment on them. Those help so much in the algorithms. I'd really appreciate it. I want to thank you for joining me on the Spur of the Moment live today, and I'm about to go do some real work. Thank you for being here, Shar. I appreciate y'all. Yes, tomorrow is at 3:15. Is that when I'm going to be live? Yeah, I'll be live tomorrow at 3:15 again. All right. Y'all have a great Thursday.